Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Kev's Movie Corner. I am Kev, and this week we are talking about Roman Polanski's 1974 film, Chinatown. Like I said, this movie was released in 1974. It stars Jack Nicholson as Jake Gittes and Faye Dunaway as Evelyn Cross Mulray. It is a quick snippet from IMDb. Is a private detective hired to expose an adulterer in the 1930s Los Angeles finds himself caught up in a web of deceit, corruption, and murder. This was a very extremely well done film with several twists that I was not expecting. It is a little over 2 hours long, so it's not, but it goes by extremely quick. The name Chinatown is not very prominent to what has to do with the film. Reading up on this a little bit, it said that the whole in the plot line, Chinatown is where Gittes used to work before becoming a private investigator. And he talks about how a lot of times police in Chinatown, with the way that the area was set up and things, it was almost better for the police to do nothing because they didn't know if they were actually helping or hurting victims of crimes because of how things were run in that area. So, Jack Nicholson's character, Jake, movie starts out with him getting hired by a woman claiming to be Evelyn Mulray, which is played by real Evelyn Mulray is played by Faye Dunaway's character, to check and see if her husband is cheating on her. Husband ends up dying pretty quick in the movie. He is he is the director of the City of Los Angeles's water organization, or the water utility, or is he the chief engineer for the water utility? And he ends up murdered pretty quick in the movie. And the whole time, Jake is trying to figure out what happened, why, because he gets basically framed for it, and he gets questioned of why he was murdered, and they're talking about how he, may get in trouble for it and go to jail for it, but he's trying to figure out why he was involved, why somebody brought him into it. So there's just a lot of, it's a very intense thriller at times. It is, and there's a lot of action going on. There's a couple fight scenes and things. But anyway, Jake's character ends up going around trying to figure out what's going on. More people keep dying. He finds out that a section of land that the city says is being let's go back a little bit. This is all happening during a drought. So the water, that's what the water utility has to do with. He finds out they're dumping, somebody is dumping water instead of helping farmers irrigate their crops, and so they're dumping water into the sea instead of doing that. And it's all a scheme to try to take over the land from farmers. He ends up finding out it's all a scheme to take over the land from farmers, that multiple people have recently bought this land. The people that have bought the land are already dead or retired and don't realize it. And this is just whole big scheme that's going on. And Evelyn Mulray's character Faye Dunaway's character, Evelyn Mulray, her father is involved. He used to own the city's water system, water utility, with her husband, before they sold it, because her husband thought that the people should have the ownership over the water and not a private investor. So this whole just kind of convoluted web of lies and things goes around for a while. You end up learning that Evelyn's father, she doesn't get along with her father. She was assaulted by her father when she was a child, ended up having a child from that, and she's trying to now protect her daughter from her father. And in the end, this is the I don't want to give away the huge twist. Even though I did the spoilers, I don't want to give away the huge twist. There is a major twist at the end that I did not see coming. And I will let you guys hopefully watch that to get that. Or, here, we'll do this. We'll do this. We'll do it again. And I will tell you to jump forward like 60 seconds if you don't want to know what happens. Anyway, so you find out at the very end of the movie, Evelyn Mulwray, while trying to flee and get away from her father, she was framed. Her father is the one who had actually ended up killing her husband. The police think that she did it. They try to take her into custody. She runs away to try to get away from her father, and the police end up killing her, shooting her as she's trying to run away. And her daughter, the progeny of her assault from her father, ends up being taken away by her father. So basically, the bad guys win, and that's just a terrible thing to happen. And it's why this is that's what makes this such a big twist in this movie. The screenwriter, the screenwriter of this movie was Robert Towne. Actually, with this last week, he passed away. He passed away at the age of 89 this past week, on July 1st. But he was offered, let me see if I can find this again. It said when he was offered. He was offered a large amount of money. He was offered $175,000 to write a screenplay for the movie The Great Gatsby. The story is that he didn't think he could do better than the novel by F. Scott Fitzgerald, so he instead took $25,000 to write his own story, which he named Chinatown. And he said that in order to make the movie different from any other thrillers, that's why he said that he had to put that twist in. So, if you skip forward, I'm not gonna spoil that for you. But if you didn't, you know what I'm talking about. So this was actually supposed to be one of three movies. It was going to be a trilogy. First one based on water. Second one did come out based on oil, another natural resource that was in the middle of this, based on oil, and another one based on land. Jack Gittes was the main character in all of them. Jack Nicholson actually came back for the second one and actually directed the second one, which was released in, when was that one released here? It was released in 1990, so 16 years after the first one. It did terribly, apparently, so they never made the third one. But the first one was incredible. It is like I said, it is mystery, part mystery, part psychological drama, part thriller, part a bunch of stuff going on. It was named as the second from the American Film Institute of the top 10 mystery films of all time in 2008. In 1991, it was selected by the Library of Congress for preservation. It was nominated for 11 Oscars for the Academy Awards, and Town ended up winning Best Original Screenplay. Again, this movie was very good. If you like a suspense drama like thriller, this was a great movie. It goes by extremely quickly. It is very interesting. There's twists and turns all along the way, and it's just it's based in the 1930s, so the outfits are great. The music's a lot of is beautiful. The score in this is beautiful, and it's just a lot. It's a really good watch. I'd recommend it to just about anybody who likes something along these lines. Along those lines. I also saw in here, I did say that Roman Polanski directed this. One of the other things I found when I was reading was that he was very hesitant about coming back to do this, because this was just a few years after Sharon Tate, his wife, was killed by the Manson family, which is kind of crazy. But he was persuaded by how good the script was. So, if that tells you anything, apparently many people thought this was going to be a good movie, and it did really well. It has a 8.1 out of 10 on IMDb, and where's Rotten Tomatoes on here? Sorry. There we go. Yes. I would. It has a 98% certified fresh. 98%. I again would recommend this to just about anybody, especially if you like film noir. It's kind of a film noir. It's made to be a film noir type. If you like things like that, murder mystery, drama, thriller, psychological thriller. I mean, it's got a bunch of different stuff going for it. So I do recommend it. I think it's something that a lot of people would like, and like I said, it goes by really quick. It's not even that it's not a difficult watch at all. So I think that is about it for this week. Next week on the list, To Kill a Mockingbird. I believe I watched this back when I was in high school, after we read the book when I was in high school. So, or I at least watched parts of it, I believe. So, I'm going to watch that next week. If you want to watch it with me, that's great. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and I will talk to you then.